for the Rangerettes. And we're set to play. The wind and the delivery. And a foul off to the right, strike one on Stanley. Harper on the mound, Besserreel, the battery mate and catcher. Valenzuela, first base. Cassidy Butler at short. And third is Miranda and Ramirez at short. There's the pitch and called strike one, two. Just caught the inside of the plate on Stanley. I actually made up names, first names for these girls because there's a hit to third underneath the glove of our third baseman and going out into left field, single to start things off for Andrea Stanley. As I was saying, I'm making up these first names because all they have, these coaches are sometimes pretty much, well, you might say lazy. I don't know what it is. They just don't give you the first names. It's hard for a broadcaster. There's the wind and delivery by Harper. A foul off to the right side. Strike one on Kathy Bears. She's the pitcher for the Lady Patriots. And that's 0-1. Count on Bears. Holding at first is Andrea Stanley. There's a wind and delivery and a grounder to third. Got it. Throw to first, too far outside. Couldn't get it by the Rangerette Valenzuela. And a fast ball. And we got runners on first and third due to that error. As the Rangerettes have one hit against them and one error. And runners at the corners brings up number 7, Mary Diaz. The wind by Harper and the pitch and a foul down into the dirt. Strike one on Diaz. Runners go back to their bases. As we said, a gorgeous day out here. Steps back into the plate does Mary. Looks in for the signal, wakes the wind and delivery. And there's a high one to the pitcher. Throw to first for out number 1. Running score comes in. Stanley scores on that short grounder. Haley might have been able to get the runner at home. It'd have been close, but. And advancing to second is Kathy Bears. Mary Diaz grounded out. There's a little pitch. Hit to third. Not in time. Just a little pop-up right between pitcher and third baseman for the Rangerettes. Miranda and Harper. Miranda got it but couldn't make the throw soon enough. So a single to Wallace. Advance the runner Diaz to second. One away. 1 run scored. 2 hits. 1 error. At the plate to bat, number 21, Carrie Lynch. Wind and delivery and a line drive over the first baseman's head. This will bring 1 run in, and holding at third and coming in to score, Kathy Bears. Score 2 to zip off of 3 hits and an error. Brings up number 6 for the Lady Patriots. That's Jamie Allen. She is the third baseman for the Lady Patriots. On base is Carrie Lynch and also Stephanie Wallace. Waiting for not sure what right now. Runners at the corners. 2 runs are in on 3 hits and 1 error in this leadoff to the first inning. Still waiting, not sure what we're waiting on. Now they call her to the plate. The wind and delivery by Harper outside. Fakes the steal. Does Lynch. Back on first. Ball 1. Not sure whether the scoreboard's working or not. I can see the scores, can't see the balls and the strikes. There's another one high, and stealing second is Lynch. I'm going to say it's ball 2 on Allen. 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Gigi Williams. There's a wind and a swing and a foul tip back. Strike 1. 1 out. And runners at second and third. The wind and delivery. And a high fly into left field and over the fence for a 3-run homer by Jamie Allen. And just like that, they had 3 more runs for a 5-0 lead. She got underneath that one, and it just went over the fence right between center and left. And it's a 205-foot fence all the way around this field. So 3 RBIs for Jamie Allen. Score 5-0 in favor of the Lady Patriots. Up at bat, Gigi Williams. And ball low. 1-0 to Williams. On deck is Carrie Sales. Or Christy Sales. Forgot what I called her. There's a hit to short, or to second base. It's Butler knocks it down in the dirt and tosses it over to first base for out number 2. And coming up to bat is Halsey. She's the center fielder for him, and there's a foul tip off the right side. Strike 1 to Halsey. Rather, that's Sales up there now after Williams cleared the bases. The wind and the delivery, and that's called strike 2 on Sales. The wind and delivery by Haley, and a grounder to her. She fields it over to first for out number 3. They get out, but before they could, the Lady Patriots scored 5. It's 5-0. Bottom of the first coming up. We'll be back after these words. And we're back at Rangerette Field in Perryton. First home game of the season for the Rangerettes. John Elsey with you. And the Rangerettes got behind early. 5-0 off of a 3-run homer and a couple of singles and 1 error in that inning as Gigi Williams got underneath a fastball right down the middle and poked it right over the fence between left field and center field. First up for the Rangerettes is Anahi Ramirez, the shortstop for the Perryton Rangerettes. On deck, Jackie Hernandez, right center fielder, and left fielder Paolo Uribe. In cleanup is Shaylin Lester. On the mound is Kathy Bears. That's high and outside. Ball 1 to Ramirez. Rangerettes, as we said, behind 5-0, and there's a good, well-hit ball off the glove of the shortstop, down to first, and holding there, as coming in from left field, Christy Sales made the ground ball and threw it over to short. First runner on with the single. Brings up Jackie Hernandez, the center fielder for the Rangerettes. Bears winds, delivers, and goes off of the glove of the catcher and called a ball, as turning to bunt was Hernandez. I believe that's a ball. I did not see the umpire raise his right hand. So 1-0, the wind and the delivery, that's going to be high, and faking the run to third is Ramirez, and she holds up. No strikes, 2 balls on Jackie Hernandez, second batter here in this inning. There's a well-hit ball to left field, going back, Sales, and makes the catch for out number 1, and going and stealing third is Ramirez. So sacrifice fly moved the runner to third base and easily in scoring position. Brings up number 3, Paolo Uribe, the left fielder for the Rangerettes. 1 away. Ramirez got a single. There's a pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Uribe. On deck is Shaylin Lester. There's the line and delivery. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Strike 2 on Uribe. Here comes the line and delivery. That's going to be high, ball 1-2 the count. On third, Ramirez. On deck, Shaylin Lester. The line and delivery by Bears, and that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On Paolo Uribe, the left fielder for the Rangerettes. The Rangerettes have defeated these. There's a fly to shortstop and makes the catch for out number 2. Pop up by Shaylin Lester, or by Paolo Uribe, to 6 for out number 2. Brings up Shaylin Lester. On deck is the pitcher, Haley Harper. Rangerettes down 5-0, and runner on third in scoring position. That's a pitch outside, ball to Shaylin Lester. 1-0. Following Harper, there's a swing and a miss by Lester. We really need a single to drive in a run here, trailing 5-0. The wind by Bears and the pitch, and there's a hit to center field, right to the center fielder, makes the catch for out number 3. That's the end of the first inning. Coming up will be the Patriots, 5-0 the lead. We'll be back after these words. And we're back at Rangerette Field, the first home game for the Rangerettes this year, as they trail here in the top half of the second inning by the score of 5-0. The Lady Patriots had a good first half of that first, as they scored those 5 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Rangerettes, and one of them was a 3-run homer by Gigi Williams with 2 runners on for that 5-0 lead. Coming up the bottom of the order for the Patriots, Andrea Halsey, number 8, the center fielder. And there's a pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike one, a good pitch that time by Harper. Put it just on the outside corner, about shoulder high. So, no balls, 1 strike, and strike 2 called on Halsey. Well ahead of the batter here. Top of the batting order coming up after Halsey. The wind by Harper, delivery, and a fly ball out to right field. And coming in and making a good catch on that one is right fielder Shaylin Lester for out number 1. Fly out to 9. That brings up Andrea Stanley, who singled and scored in the first inning. She's the right fielder. On deck is Katie Beers. Or Bears it is. There's a wind in delivery and a line drive down the right field line, but foul. Strike 1 on Stanley. She was first ball hitting and did it again. No balls, 1 strike. The wind by Harper ran delivery and hit her on the leg, and she just stood there, and that one hurt. She is got her right on the left knee, and now I think she wished she might have gotten out of the way. They may need to run for her. Coach is over talking, the third base coach is, or first base coach over talking to her. She limps all the way down. I guess they're going to not put a runner in. She's still limping, and a timeout. Now she comes back to the first base. So hit better. The 1. One away. And there's a pitch and a line foul down the first base line for strike number 1 on Mary Diaz. No balls, 1 strike. The wind and delivery, and there is another foul down the right-hand side for strike number 2. Andrea Stanley's on first base. She was hit in the left knee by a pretty hard pitch. I think she wishes she'd moved a little bit to get away from that one. 2 strikes on Katie Bears. She's the pitcher for this team. There's a wind and a swing and a miss, struck her out. Good pitch, that one. For out number 2, first strikeout for Haley Harper. And that brings up Mary Diaz. Also got a hit. First ball hitting. Scored a run for. There's a pitch, and there's outside, and no, called a strike. Now they're throwing down to first, and gets away from the first baseman, and stealing second is Stanley. And strike 1 on Mary Diaz with 2 away. 5-0 is the score as the Lady Patriots got on to Haley Harper in that first inning with 3 hits, 1 being a 3-run homer. There's a pitch and a swing at a wild high one, but it counts strike 2. 2 away. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base is Stanley. Mary Diaz steps into the plate after getting some instruction from her head coach. There's a wind and pitch, and there's a foul down the left side. Still is a strike two. No balls. 2 away. 2 strikes. 1 runner on second is Stanley. And Harper looks in. Makes a wind and makes the delivery, and that's straight down to the first baseman. Grabs it, steps on first, and that's the 3rd out. So 4 up, 3 down, nobody scores, and no runs on no hits, no errors. We'll be back after these words. Back at Rangerette Field here in Perryton, the Rangerettes up to bat in the bottom of the 2nd. They stranded a runner at 3rd, getting on with a single. Anahi Ramirez, and then Hernandez, Uribe, and Lester all stranded her with pop-ups and a grounder. Brings up Harper, the pitcher, tried to help herself out here as the first leadoff batter for the Rangerettes, followed by Naily Miranda, Cassidy Butler. No hits for the Rangerettes yet. Yeah, one hit, no runs, no errors in that first inning. So Harper steps in, we're set to go. There's a pitch, that's going to be low, ball. Good eye by Harper, ball 1. Got a very vocal and standing there and getting hit. I guess in fast pitch softball, that's what you do. In baseball, you have to kind of act like you're trying to get out of the way, but Haley didn't, and so runner at first on a hit batter. Nelly Miranda steps in. Need to start a rally here, bottom of the 2nd. There's a line and delivery, and trying to steal second and doing it easily. Harper, who has excellent speed, she's a track person and a good athlete. So she steals second. And that was a ball to Miranda, who had turned to bunt. Now she'd be hitting away, the wind and the delivery, and that one's on the outside corner, strike 1. So girls, is that 1 ball, 1 strike?
Yes.
They can see the scoreboard, I can't. There's pitch outside, ball 2. 2-1 to Naily Miranda. And Cassidy Butler, the second baseman, is on deck. In the hole will be Ellie Valenzuela, the wind, the delivery, that's going to be outside, ball 3, 3-1. Harper's on and got hit by a pitch, the first pitch of the second pitch of the at-bat. Bears, and a hit back to Bears. She can't reach it, and going to home to score a run will be Harper, and on with a single is Naily Miranda, and 1 RBI for her. It looked to me like when Harper left second and came on in that the shortstop made some kind of a fake move and actually impeded her. There's the pitch, strike 1 on Cassidy Butler. Actually came into contact with Harper. I think she could have scored because of that. There's the line and delivery. That's going to be high and outside. Ball 1, 1-1 to Cassidy Butler. Got 1 run, an RBI by Naily Miranda. No one out here in this bottom of the 2nd. On first is Miranda. There's a high pop-up, catcher going for it, got it, out number 1. Pop up to number 2. For out number 1, brings up Ellie Valenzuela. On deck, Karen Bessaril, and it'll be the top of the batting order once again. So Rangerettes score. One hit batter. The line and delivery by Bears. There's a good, and just off the glove of the third baseman, and can't get it to first. Gets away from her. Coming into third, going around to home. She'll score, and going to third on the error is number 6, Ellie Valenzuela. I'm going to give her a single and a third base on the error. I think she would have been safe at first. And coming around to score was Naili Miranda. So 2-run score, couple of hits, 1 error, and 1 hit batter here in this bottom of the second. Rangerettes 2, the Lady Patriots 5. Top of the batting order, or rather the bottom of the batting order, Karen Bessaril, the catcher, and that pitch is called inside. Good eye by Bessaril. Runner at third is Valenzuela. That one gets away from the catcher. Coming in to score is Valenzuela. And that's a passed ball, I believe. Got past the, I'm not going to call that a wild pitch. I believe that was a passed ball. Coming in to score is Valenzuela. And got a couple of balls on Bessaril. 2-0 the count. The line and delivery, and that one's going to be high. 3-0 the count. As Bessaril is the number 9 batter for the Rangerettes. The line and the delivery, that's going to be outside, ball 4, Walker. So brings up the top of the batting order Anaheim Ramirez, followed by Jackie Hernandez and Uribe. There's a line, that's outside, high, ball 1 to Ramirez. One and 0, runner at first. 3 runs have scored. And there's a grounder to first. She'll step on first for out number 2, but going to out number 3, that is. And that ends the inning with Ramirez grounding out to, I'm sorry?
We have 3 runs, right? We have 3 runs?
Yes.
Yes. Who was it?
I got 3 runs. Haley Harper scored. Naili Miranda came around, and Ellie Valenzuela scored.
Thank you. It's 3. It's Harper, Naomi, and Ellie.
She interfered with the
play. So it should be.
You're kidding. Well, I wondered about that. Okay. Have a little explanation. We had Haley Harper scoring. I thought that the shortstop interfered with her, but the umpire said that Haley interfered with the shortstop, so scratch that. Just 2 runs have scored, 2-5. We're in the top of the third. Rangerettes down by 3 still, 5-2. We'll be back in 30 seconds. And we're back at Rangerette Field. At bat number 24, and there's a hit, as you can well hear, except it's a foul ball. Off to the right, strike 1 on Stephanie Wallace. 5-2 the score. We got a correction to line and delivery, and there's a pop foul back straight into the backstop. Strike 2 on Wallace. 5-2, and I've been mispronouncing Ashlyn Lester's name. Apologize for that. There's a line and delivery, low and inside. Ball 1 1 and 2 to Stephanie Wallace. On deck, Carrie Lynch and Jamie Allen in the hole. Scores 5-2. There's one and a hard hit ball to shortstop, fielded. Throw not in time. Good effort and good stretch at first by Ellie Valenzuela, and Annie Ramirez did a good job getting it to there, but it was a slow roller and just didn't get her done. That brings up Lynch, a single for Stephanie Wallace. Lynch got on with a single in the first inning. The wine and the delivery, and there's a ball outside, steal by Wallace, the shortstop, down to second. So 1-0 the count on Lynch. The wide and the delivery, and right back at underneath the glove of Ramirez out there, Hernandez that is, and coming in from second will be Wallace on a single by Lynch that went underneath the glove of the shortstop. So a single at first. Lynch, Jamie Allen had the 3-run homer the last time up. There's a wide and inside, stealing second on the ball that was dropped is Lynch. One ball, no strikes on Jamie Allen. No one out. 1 run is scored off of 1 hit. The wide and the delivery. That's outside. Ball 2. Or rather 2 hits. Both Wallace and Lynch got singles. Wallace scored on the single by Lynch after she'd stolen second. The wide and delivery. There's another ball outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on Jamie Allen. Gigi Williams is on deck. The Rangerettes got him out without a score, and there's another walk for Jamie Allen. The Rangerettes got him out well in that second inning. 4 up, 3 down, and no hits, no errors. But this one here is starting out different. 1 is scored on a couple of hits, and there's a runner at first and second. Wide by Harper and the delivery, and there's a drive to center field. Not going to make it. It'll bounce, and the runner goes from second to home. And just did get there. She was taking her time, and the throw by the relay throw by Cassidy Butler was right on, and just almost caught her, and she didn't even know it. So single out into center field for Gigi Williams. There's a bunt that goes foul. Strike 1 on Christy Sales. And runners still at first and second. Lynch and Allen. Or rather, Allen and Williams. Three singles, a walk, and 2 runs have scored. There's a bunt, strike 2 on Sales. Not certain what the rules are if you try a bunt on the 3rd strike. We'll see here. Trying to advance the runners. Sales, the wind by Harper, the delivery, and a grounder, and stopped by second baseman and keeps them from scoring, but there's a single for Sales. That's the fourth single here in this inning, and no one out. 2 runs have scored, bases are loaded, and there's a foul down the left side. Andrea Halsey, the number 9 batter, up at the plate. Then it'll be the top of the batting order. No one out, bases loaded, 2 runs have scored. Our score 7-2 in favor of the San Jacinto Lady Patriots. The wine and delivery, and a foul tip. 2 strikes on Halsey. No balls, 2 strikes, no one out, bases loaded. Harper winds and delivers, and there's a grounder back to Harper out at home on the force, and that's 1 out. Halsey on first. Jamie Allen with the first out on the force. Top of the batting order now. Stanley. I gave her the same name I gave Halsey. I'm going to have to change that. Allison. Let's call her Allison. And pitch down low to Stanley. Ball 1. Score 7-2. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. Bases are still loaded. There's a grounder to second, throw to first in time for out, but a run scores. Coming in was Williams. And that's the sacrifice, or actually fielder's choice she scored on. Stanley makes the second out and there's another grounder to second, stops it, throws, got it. Out number 3 as Cassidy Butler handled 2 grounders for 2 outs, and at the end of the top of the 3rd, Rangerettes yet to bat to score 8-2. We'll be back after these words. Back at Rangerette Fields, summarizing that 3rd inning, the Lady Patriots scored 3 runs and had 4 hits, 1 walk, and they lead it by the score of 8-2. Leading off for the Rangerettes here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning be Anahi Ramirez, the leadoff batter for the Rangerettes. She singled in the 1st inning, got out in the 2nd, and there's an inside pitch that's called the ball. 1-0 on Ramirez. Rangerettes scored 2 runs. I thought they had 3, but Harper was called ball 2 outside on that pitch. Haley Harper was on second. It was a grounder out of the reach of the pitcher, and the umpire said she interfered with the shortstop. There's a wind and the pitch, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Leadoff batter Anahi Ramirez in this bottom of the 3rd. Rangerettes down by 6, 8-3. The wind by Bears and delivery. That'll be a called strike. Right down the middle. 3-1 on Ramirez. Rangerettes have played the Lady Patriots twice before. There's a line drive to left field. That'll go in between and go to the wall, and coming around going to second. Not going to try to stretch it, but a good double by Anahi Ramirez to start off this 3rd inning for the Rangerettes. And we need every run we can get. Brings up Jackie Hernandez, the center fielder, followed by Paola Ruby, the left fielder. In the hole is Ashlyn Lester. I called her Shaylin. There's the ball outside and going to steal third or attempt it and makes it. Did Annie Ramirez, and she did it in spite of pausing twice in the run, and put herself in the hole, but got down there and got on. There's a 1 and inside pitch, ball 2 to Uribe. Hernandez, and another ball 3. 3 balls to Paolo. And there's the 3-ball delivery, called strike. She put her bat down, started for first. It was a slow call by the umpire. 3 balls, 1 strike. On third is Ramirez. Or rather Hernandez. That one's outside for a ball. So walking will be Uribe, and she'll certainly steal second with the runner at third. At the plate is Ashlyn Lester, followed by Haley Harper. Going out, runners at the corners. Bears delivers, and a grounder to in between third and short, and rounding and holding up at third, scoring a run, coming in to score with the double, with the single, was Ashlyn Lester. Harper up next. Single, 1 RBI. Hernandez comes around and scores. And Rangerettes have got a swing and a miss, and stealing second is Ashlyn. On third is Uribe. No balls, 1 strike on pitcher Haley Harper. Bears delivers, and a little pop-up, infield pop-up. Nobody will advance, and that's out number 1. Pop-up to second baseman. Brings up Naili Miranda. She singled and scored drove in a run and scored in the last inning. Followed by Butler and Valenzuela. Bears winds, runners at second and third, high ball to Miranda. Our score is 8-3. Rangers down by 5. Need to keep this inning alive. 1 out. Harper popped up, the wind and delivery, and a little blooper in between second and shortstop, and going around and scoring and coming in to third, advancing to second on the drop ball by and trying to steal third for out number 2 was Miranda, as they made a good tag on her. So 2-run score, but we got another out. That brings up to the plate Cassidy Butler. Naili Miranda gets credit for 1 RBI. The other was a running RBI, and she made it out going to third. Tried to stretch it just a little bit too much. There's the line and delivery, and a drive down the third base line. Pulled it just a little bit too much. Cassidy Butler got a rip on it. It was an inside pitch and just almost fought it off to drive it down the third base line. 8-5. Rangerettes down by 3. There's a drive into center field and goes over the head of the center fielder, and Halsey coming around into second with a double. Cassidy Butler. So runner in scoring position again. Brings up Ellie Valenzuela, who got a single, scored a run. There's the wine and the delivery inside, and faking the run is Butler. Now she goes back to second base. 1 ball, no strikes on Ellie Valenzuela. On deck is Karen Bessaril, and we're back to the top of the batting order again. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Rangerettes have done well here in this inning. Scored 3. There's wine and delivery, and that one's called strike. Caught the outside corner, 1-1. And we've had 2 doubles, a walk, and a single. And the double tried to stretch it into a triple and got called out. There's the ball inside to number 6, Valenzuela. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second is Cassidy Butler. The wine and the delivery, 2-1, and there's a pop up to shortstop. Coming in, making the catch for the Lady Patriots is Shaylin Wallace for out number 3, pop up to 6. And we'll be back. The Rangerettes trail only by 3 now, 8-5. We'll be back after these words. Back at Rangerette Field, Rangerettes scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to pull to within 3 at 8-5 on the Lady Patriots. Still on the mound for the Rangerettes is Haley Harper. And the Rangerettes in that last inning got those 3 runs off of 5 hits and a walk. And the bats came alive for the Rangerettes. Need to hold them here. There haven't been too many errors. The Rangerettes have gotten actually only 2 errors in the game so far. So it's been mainly the bats of the Lady Patriots that has given them the lead at 8-5 now. Harper still on the mound, stepping into the plate for the Lady Patriots. There's wine and delivery, and there's a slow grounder to first and a tag out of number 7, which is a player that I'm not sure that I have. I don't even have her in my subs. And there's a hit to right field, and oh, excellent catch made by the Rangerettes right fielder. That was Ashlyn Lester, made an excellent play for out number 2 of that is Stephanie Wallace. Fly out to 9, and Mary Diaz grounded out to, and there's a grounder to short, the throw to first in time. 3 out, 3 down, 3 balls pitched, 3 balls hit, and 3 people out. That's a short inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no nothing for the Lady Patriots. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We're back at Rangerette Field. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning as the Rangerettes had their finest inning of the day with 3 balls hit, 1 to first base. Ellie Valenzuela, she made a tag on Mary Diaz. Then a fly ball, outstanding catch by right fielder Ashlyn Lester for out number 2 on the run. And then the 3rd one was a grounder to our shortstop, Anahi Ramirez. She made a good throw over to first and making a good stretch for that ball to get it just a little bit of a half a count ahead of the runner, Ellie Valenzuela. Just overall good fielding by the Perryton Rangerettes. I know that Coach Phelps is glad to see that. Have had a few problems of late in the field, but really, Rangerettes playing well. I've only got them with one error, and that was in the very first inning. And the rest of it has all been well hit balls. But we're in the bottom of the fourth. The Rangerettes coming up. They trail by only 3. They scored 2 in the first and 3. Had a big inning last inning. There's the line and a line drive to left field. That's going to go foul. So strike 1 on a long strike to left by number 1, Karen Besseril, the leadoff batter in this inning, the 9th batter on the lineup. No balls, 1 strike on Karen Besseril. She's the battery mate to Haley Harper. Rangerettes down by 3 to 5 to 8. There's an inside pitch and not taking the hit ball. Besseril ducked away just in time. 1-1 to count on catcher Besseril. The wind by Bears, and that one's going to be another ball high. Not a lot of speed does Bears have. She depends on her defense making most of the outs. Have had no strikeouts in this game. There's a pitch outside. Oh, called strike. Wow. 2-2 the count. Umpire saw that one differently than I did. That does happen periodically. Bottom of the fourth. There's a grounder. Shortstop knocks it down, but she's not going to make the throw as Besseril showing some real speed going down first base. It would have been a tough out for shortstop Shaylin Wallace anyhow. So I'm gonna give her a single. It was a hard hit ball. That's first pitch to Anahi Ramirez's ball outside. She did knock it down, but by that time, already there's a short blooper off to the right, foul. 1-1 to count on Anahi. Besseril was well down and safe. Besseril, a senior. There's a pitch and a little grounder past the pitcher underneath the glove of the second baseman, and they make the throw to second, but going all the way to third is Besseril. And that was too fast a ball for pitcher Bears. I'm going to give another single to Anahi Ramirez because the error, if any, was by the second baseman, which allowed Besseril to go to third, but a single. So 2 hits here in this bottom of the fourth at the bat. Jackie Hernandez, center fielder, the line and delivery, and that's going to be a ball high, and going to second is Ramirez. That's a gimme with a runner at third. They're not going to make that throw. She just jogged down there. Ball 1 to Ramirez, and a hard hit to third baseman, and the throw to home in time to make the out. Good play by third baseman Jamie Allen for the Patriots. She made the catch and already headed to third, and too late to stop her was Besseril. She is out number 1 by a fielder's choice. A wide end delivery and a hard hit ball to shortstop, and throw to home in time. Got number 2, Anahi Ramirez, on the throw from short for out number 2. And down at first now is Uribe. On third is Jackie Hernandez. A hard hit ball to third base, steps on third, and just like that, what looked promising turns into Zippo for the Rangerettes on 2 hits and no errors. 2 men left on at the end of the fourth inning. The score 8-5. We'll be back in 60. So what looked promising for the Rangerettes in that fourth inning proved to be not so, as 2 runners got called out at home on throws from third base and shortstop, and then a grounder back to third base again for the 3rd out. She stepped on the base on the 4th out. So 4 up, 3 down, and no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. At the plate in the 5th inning is ball low, pitch to number 6 for the Lady Patriots, Jamie Allen, the 3rd baseman. Ball 1. Top of the 5th. There's a good pitch. Nope. Called inside. Ball 2. 2-0. 8-5. San Jacinto on top. They had a couple of good innings. The leadoff inning of 5 runs, and then 3 innings in the 3rd. The wind and the delivery. That's down low. Ball 3. That one was in the dirt. Good stop that time by catcher Karen Bessaril. So 3 balls, no strikes to Jamie Allen. She'll be taking on this one. Harper winds and delivers, and a swing and a miss, and it was a good pitch. She was swinging the entire time on a 3-0 pitch. A little unusual that, but the 3rd base coach wanted to talk to her. Maybe she missed the signal, I'm not sure. The wind and the delivery, and that's going to be ball 4. Walker brings up Gigi Williams, followed by Christy Sales and Andrea Hulsey. In that order, and that's through the batting order. After them, it'll be back to the top of the batting order. Williams, the 1st baseman, wind and delivers, left-handed hitter, ball 1. On first, Jamie Allen on a walk. Playing this batter straight away, the wind and delivery, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. The very outside corner, I can tell you that. 1 ball, 1 strike. A runner at first, Williams at the plate. Harper winds and delivers, and there's a ground ball to second, knocks it down to second and throw to first, not in time, but a good play. Came close to a double there. That's awful hard to do though in girls softball. They only have 60 feet to run instead of 90 to the plates, and then if you don't hit the ball too hard, which most of them don't, the grounder doesn't get to the outfielder or infielder very quickly. So runner at first, 1 out, and a foul ball on a bunt attempt by Sales. Jamie Allen making the first out on a fielder's choice. Williams at first, Sales with 1 strike on her. 8-5, San Jacinto. There's a wind and a bunt that went in the dirt. I don't know that it's just San Jacinto but their bunts, they have yet to get one in fair territory. 2 strikes on, and that eliminates the bunt on Sales now. Harper can give her a bad one, and that goes back to Harper. She'll throw to first for out number 2. Advancing to second is Williams. So grounder to 1 for out number 2. Brings up the bottom of the batting order, Andrea Hulsey. She is flied out to right field once and grounded out in the 3rd. Runner at second, Williams. There's a pitch, and that's going to be a called strike. Good one. Good pitch, that one, to Hulsey by Harper. On second is Williams. Not any great speed, doesn't look like, but not slow either. There's the wind and the delivery, and a slow grounder to the shortstop. Throw to first. Great play. Outstanding play by Anahi Ramirez. fielded on the run and threw it and made out number 3 on Andrea Halsey. No runs and no hits, no errors. And that's the top of the 5th. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Rangerettes down by 3, 8-5. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And we're back at Rangerette Field. The score is still 8-5. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Rangerettes coming up to the plate. Excellent. I can't say too much about that play by Anahi Ramirez. Running to her left, put her glove down, got on it, and never broke stride. Made the throw to first and just got the runner. She wasn't slow. Beat her by 1/10 of a second, and that got the Rangerettes out of that inning. We're in the bottom half of the 5th. Leadoff batter in this inning will be Haley Harper. She'll be followed by Nayeli Miranda and Cassidy Butler. First pitch, a ball to Harper. Ball 1. Rangerettes looked like they'd get something going, but got 2. There's a swing and a miss by Harper in that last inning, in the 4th inning, but got 2 runners thrown out at home. And that stopped the momentum. There's a pitch, high and outside. We have a pitching change. Now pitching is number 20. And there's a called strike for the Lady Patriots. And I'm not coming up. There's a ball. So it's going to be 2 balls. 2-1 is the count to Haley Harper. The line and delivery in the dirt, and ball 3-1. So Harper gets walked. And I don't have a number 20. Yeah, that's Shaylin Wallace. She was the shortstop. So I'm assuming, I'm not sure what the other changes were made. For the San Jacinto Lady Patriots, but new pitcher on the mound is Shaylin Wallace. Runner at first, and there's one in the dirt. She'll steal first, Harper will, and round it for third. And if we find out where Bears went, we may know a little bit more about the situation in the infield. So ball to Nayeli, and this one goes over the head of the catcher. There's another ball. Looks to me like it's number 21 catching. That's still Carrie Lynch. So behind on the count once again is Wallace. There's wine and a pitch and called strike on Miranda. She knew that one was going to be there. She watched it all the way in. I believe the count is 2-1. There's wine and that was 3-1 on Miranda. On third is Harper. Stealing 2 bases on wild pitches. There's an inside pitch, gets away from the catcher, and they're saying that it was a ball 4, but was also got away from the catcher. Which, even though it's ball 4, I guess they say it may have been a foul ball. But on first with a walk is Miranda. Cassidy Butler doubled the last time up. And runners at the corners. There's a pitch, and that gets away, and coming in to score will be Harper. As some wildness by Wallace out there on the mound. Ball 1 to Butler. Going to second, Nayeli Miranda, as the Rangerettes have had 2 walks and score a run, and we've had several pass balls. I'm going to say probably 3, one of which gave us a score. There's a wind and a pitch. It's high. Ball 2 to Cassidy Butler. On second, Miranda. Rangerettes pulled to within 2, 8-6, and there's one in the dirt. Ball didn't get away from Lynch that time. But Wallace definitely having some control problems. Hanging on and going high and going low, and just walked again. So 3 straight walks for Shaylin Wallace. The relief pitcher coming up to the batter's box is Ellie Valenzuela. Popped up to shortstop the last time up, got a single in the second. There's a wind and delivery outside and high, ball. So we've had, I guess, 3 strikes thrown by Wallace and 12 balls. Not a good average. The wind and the delivery. There's a swing and a foul tip. That was the best pitch he's thrown. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Rangerettes down by 2, 8-6. As the Lady Patriots jumped on Haley Harper in the first inning, got 5 runs. A wind and a foul down the right side by Valenzuela. They got 3 hits, one of which was a 3-run homer for their 5 runs. Had an error in that inning for the Rangerettes as well. 8-6. 1-1, and that's a ball high, way high. Hung on her hand and just almost a slow pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ellie Valenzuela. Runners at first and second. No one out. There's a swing and a miss. That one's a strike, and that's going to be a strikeout, if you can believe it, for Wallace. So that's the only second strikeout in the game, as Haley also got one in the second inning. So 1 away, and brings up Karen Besseril. There's high, ball. Looks like Wallace may be calming down just a bit. Those last few pitches have certainly been her best. Still 2 runners on first and second. Foul back. Strike 1, 1-1. Harper has scored Miranda and Butler on second and first. Count 1-1 on Karen Besseril. She had a single in the last inning. There's a little pop up to the pitcher, and she can't get to it. It was a foul out of bounds. She ends up on her stomach trying to make a grab for it. Good effort there. Couldn't quite get to it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners at first and second, and 1 run has scored. Several passed balls. And that was how Harper scored. There's a wind and the pitch. Slow pitch, and struck her out. Just really, really, really slow. And didn't know what to do. Couldn't get her timing down. So just like that, 2 strikeouts for Wallace. Top of the batting order with runners at first and second. We need these. We're down by 2, 8-6. Bottom of the 5th, there's a low pitch. Fake steal by Butler or by Miranda. Right field is pretty deep. There's a pitch, ball, low. 2-0 on Anahi Ramirez. Wallace delivers. That's wild. Hits the back of the backstop before it ever even got to anything. No way that Lynch could even touch that one. 3-0. Runners advance to second and third. And on third is Miranda. Got some decent speed. There's going to be a walk. So 2 away, bases loaded. And coming up, Jackie Hernandez, center fielder for the Rangerettes. And a wind by Wallace and delivery. There is inside and high ball. A lot of pressure on Wallace, who's had control problems. Miranda on third, a wild pitch, he should score. There's the wind and delivery, almost gets away, doesn't, but it's a ball. 2. May have a run walked in here. Jalen Wallace was the shortstop, got in relief. And there's another one that's high, ball 3. 3 straight balls to Jackie Hernandez. Uribe and Lester on deck and in the hole. There's a pitch. It's a ball. And she did walk in a run. So the Rangerettes now down only 1. 8-7, bases loaded, 2 outs. And Paolo Uribe at the plate. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Good pitch by Wallace that time. Right field is still very open. There's wide and a foul down into the dirt. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on all bases. Down by 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-7 our score. And the wind by Wallace on the 0-2 pitch and got it into the dirt and picked it up. Did Lynch, stepped on the bag for out number 3. And that's the end of the 5th inning. Rangerettes get 2 hits or 2 scores on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. And our score 8-7. We'll be back after these words. And we're back at Rangerette Field. The Rangerettes pulled to within 1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Our score 7-8. In that 5th inning, Rangerettes had 2 strikeouts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks, and managed to score on a pass ball as well to get a run in by a walk and a pass ball, and just couldn't bring anybody home the last 2 times at the bat. Stepping up to the plate for the top of the 6th inning. There's the pitch, and that's wide and outside. Leadoff batter, number 1, Allison Stanley. Ball 1 to her. The wide and the delivery, and a line drive over second base into right field, and makes the play, gets it back to second. And Ashlyn Lester on top of that grounder, but a single for Allison Stanley here in the top of the 6th inning. On the mound, Haley Harper. She's gone the distance. Winds and delivers, and going to second for a steal, and coming across and making the catch on the ball is Anahi Ramirez. She is an outstanding fielder for the Rangerettes. At the plate for the Lady Patriots, Katie Bears, and she fouls it off to the right. and that's strike one. 1-1 to count. Runner at second. Bears started the game, got relieved by Wallace. There's a wind by Harper and a good pitch, and strike two as she fouls it off back to the right. 1-2. Bears has made an out in the second, an out in the third, and got on with a single in the first inning when they scored those 5 runs. Harper winds and delivers, and there's another one just out of reach of the second baseman trying for home plate and making it on a grounder that goes out to right field. Some hesitation and allowed Allison Stanley to come around and score on that grounder single by Katie Bears for a score. 2 singles so far, and 1 run is scored. Up to the plate, Mary Diaz. There's a pitch and fouled it off. Going back to first will be Bears. And she gets 1 RBI. Strike 1 on Mary Diaz. Harper on the wind and the delivery, that's high, and almost gets away from the catcher, and stealing second was Bears on a decent throw by catcher Karen Bessarillo, just couldn't quite get there in time. So 1-1 to count to Mary Diaz. Nobody out. Top of the 6th. 9-7. The wind by Harper. And inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Second baseman Mary Diaz. The wind by Harper and the delivery. And that one's down in the dirt. Ball 3. Stopping it. Doing a good job of that. Bessarillo for the Rangerettes. Cooling off out there. The sun is going behind some clouds. Waiting for the pitch. Wind and delivery. That's going to be high, and a ball 4. A walk to Mary Diaz. So a couple of runners on. They've scored 1 on a couple of singles. As getting a single, Stanley stole second. Bears hit a grounder underneath the glove of Butler, and it went out into right field, and they couldn't throw out Stanley at home plate. Brings up Stephanie Wallace, shortstop pitcher. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Harper winds and delivers. There's a line drive out into right field, and coming over and making that good play, right fielder Shaylin Lester, as she has played good ball here this afternoon for out number 1. Fly out to number 9 by Wallace, and that brings up Christy Lynch. She's had 1 single. There's a wind and a line drive. That'll be a scoring run, and stopping it out in center field, doing a good job of it. Not in time for the throw to third. Scoring will be Bears. She comes around, and a double by Lynch puts her at second, and at third is Diaz. Brings out Jamie Allen. They extend their lead to 10-7, does San Jacinto. 2 runs are scored on 3 hits. And ball First pitch to Allen. She walked twice and hit a 3-run homer in the first. Harper on the delivery and ball inside and low. 2. Runners at second and third as Lynch got that double. Allen, 2 balls, no strikes, and there's a foul back into the screen. Strike 1. 2-1. Lady Patriots scored 5 in that first inning, 3 in the third, and have 2 here in this 6th. The wind by Haley Harper and delivery in a line drive out to center field and makes the catch and throws to second. Is it going to be in time? And no. Almost got Lynch, who'd had to do the splits, coming back in trying to get into second, and she's maybe hurt herself. So a good catch by Jackie Hernandez out in center field for out number 2 on Jamie Allen. Brings up Williams. Has 1 single in the game. 2 runs have scored. There's the pitch, and it's going wild, and they're going to have to catch her at home. Not going to be in time. And a run comes in on a wild pitch. That one really got away from Haley. It was wide of home plate by, almost 3 feet by the time it got there. And there's the line drive, and dropped the ball, did the first shortstop, and makes a bad throw to first, and trying to get him at second, goes underneath, coming in to score is Lynch, and into left field, and holding at third after 1, 2, 3 errors, and a run scores. So 3 errors in that one play. And all those runs were unearned. And she ends up on third. And that one gets outside once again and away from catcher Bessaril, but not able to score was Williams. 12-7. They've scored 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 errors. 1 walk and a wild pitch. Harper with the windup and a foul straight back into the screen by Christy Sales. 1-1 to count. 2 away. And the wind and delivery and a little foul off to the right. Just trying to keep it in play with Sales. Strike 2, 1-2. 2 outs. Rangerettes down by 5 once again. Top of the 6th, the wind and delivery. That's outside. 2-2 the count. Only 1 strikeout for Harper in the game. And that was in the 2nd inning. The wind and the delivery and a foul down the left baseline, 3rd baseline. Still 2-2 the count. Two away, 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at third. They've scored 4 in this inning. The wind and delivery gets away from the catcher and walks, and they're going to send the runner back to Actually, I believe it hit her, but no run scores, and that brings up Halsey. Number 31, nope, that is not Halsey. Who is that? That is Morales, a pitch hitter, coming in for Halsey with runners at the corners. Morales, number 31. Need to get an out. The wind, the delivery, and a swing and a miss. Strike one. Good pitch by Harper. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. And I'm not sure what happened. I turned and looked down, and there was an out called. Seriously, folks, they ran off the field. And I guess that's the end of the inning, or what? There's nobody coming out on the field. There, each team is huddling. 12-7 is the score. We're going to keep it here. I believe the game's over.
Oh, no, they're going back on the field.
No. Now they're coming out on the, I'm not sure. Now, somehow there was an out called. I don't know how it was. But San Jacinto's out on the field now. And of course, nobody to explain how that happens. We're in total confusion up here. We're going to take a quick break and hear a word. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Score 12-7 in favor of San Jacinto. And we're back, and still no explanation on how that happened. There were only 2 outs, and 1 pitch had been made to Halsey. That may have been a bad substitution. That may have been what that was. They substituted Morales for Halsey. And the first pitch to number 9 for the Rangerettes, as that was the deal was called, up to bat, down by 5, 12-7, and 2 balls on Ashlyn Lester. No strikes. And that third out was a substitute that shouldn't have been. So we're in the bottom of the 6th. The Rangerettes bound by 5. That one's a high pitch, ball 3. The pitcher is Shaylin Wallace. She relieved, and there's a ball in the dirt, walked. Ashlyn Lester brings up Haley Harper. Harper walked and scored, one of the 2 scores in that last inning on a wild pitch. And set, there's a delivery, there's high ball to Harper. She was going to bunt. Ball 1. Got 2 innings to catch up and pass. Ball 2. Wow. Wallace tends to throw a lot of balls. She has settled down some. There's a pitch and a bunt by Helen Harper, and the throw to first not in time. And Harper's got enough speed that if she does a decent bunt at all, she's on base and advances the runner, Lester, to second. So a single for Harper, and that brings up Naomi Miranda. She got stranded in the 3rd inning. Bases got loaded and she never got in. And there's a foul down the right side. Strike one. Wallace has more speed than the starter Bears did, but cannot throw strikes very well. Runners at first and second for the Rangerettes, and that one's inside. Ball one. 1-1. To Nieli Miranda. Cassidy Butler on deck and Ellie Valenzuela in the hole. No one out. We're in the bottom of the sixth. That's high. Ball. 2-1. The count on Miranda. Sun popped back out. That was another one. That's low. 3-1 the count. Rangerettes on base are Ashton Lester and Haley Harper walking a single by a bunt by Harper. 3-1 the count. There's a pitch that's high. Walked her. Bases are loaded now. Runners got lots of space to run in with Wallace. Some pressure here may cause a wild pitch or two as the infield has come well in on Cassidy Butler. I guess they're playing the bunt. Wallace delivers. That's high. Ball. Did not turn to bunt. Cassidy Butler. I would make her pitch too. A walk any way you look at it gets a run in. There's the inside pitch. Ball two. Butler going to be looking, I think. I don't think she'll be swinging. Bases loaded. Rangerettes down by 5, 12-7. There's a wind, and that's a wild pitch and coming in. Nope. Nope, they decided against it. And all the Rangerettes that were running had to get back on base. Probably a smart call by head coach Phelps, the third base coach, because could have been a close out. And you got 3 balls. All you got to do is get one more ball. That's going to be a called strike. 3-1. All you got to get one more ball and you got your runner on home plate and still bases loaded without the danger of an out. 3-1 to Butler. She's going to be looking to, yep, there it is. Walked her, and an RBI goes to Cassidy Butler, and the Rangerettes pull back to within 4. 9-13, no, 12-8. 12-8 our score. Coming up to bat, Ellie Valenzuela, pop up and strikeout, and a single. There's a pitch by Wallace. That's going to be a called strike. That's her best pitch in this inning by far. On deck is Karen Besseril, and then we go to the top of the batting order, Ramirez. Wallace, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. Down and inside, but probably a good pitch. No balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Rangerettes have scored 1 run on 4 walks. No, I'm sorry, 3 walks and a single. As Haley Harper bunted and got it to first. 2 strikes on Valenzuela. There's a pitch and watched it and called the ball. So still 2 strikes on Valenzuela, nobody out, bases loaded. Rangers have gotten 1 run in. There's a wind and a pitch, and that's high ball. I believe the count is full at 3-2 now. Nope, just 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Valenzuela. Bases loaded, the wine and the delivery, that's high, ball 3-2. Now it's a full count. Sun's out. It's getting cooler though. Most everybody's got coats on. And there's the pitch, and that's actually hits her and drives in the run. I'm not sure whether it hit her or not, but it's a walk or a hit batter. One more RBI. Rangerettes cut into that lead. Score now 12-9. And we're in the bottom of the 6th, got one more inning, and coach comes out, talks to his pitcher, tried to settle her down some. Coach Fuller of the Lady Patriots. Now we're about set to go once more. Karen Bessaril, number 9 batter, and drives it off of the glove of the pitcher, and bad throw coming in will be one more run, and a single for Bessaril, 2-run score, and another hit. So we got runners at first and third now on the corners. As she made a wild throw to first, allowing the other score, but it went off the glove though, the pitcher. It was a good hit. Couldn't quite get to it. Top of the batting order on third is Valenzuela, and going to second easily, Bessaril. Ball 1 to Ramirez. Wine and the delivery inside, ball 2. Rangerettes within 1. There's a foul back into the screen. Our score 11-12. The wine and the delivery, and a hard hit ball to the shortstop goes off her glove, coming in to score, and that should have been a catch. And going in to score once more is Rangerettes, and stealing second is number 2, Anahi Ramirez. Wish I could give her a single on that, but I believe it was an error. But 2-run score. And the Rangerettes take the lead for the first time in this ball game by the score of 13-12, and we still just got no outs. And there's a wine and delivery outside, and on second is Ramirez. At the plate, Jackie Hernandez. And that one's high, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes on Hernandez. On deck, Uribe, followed by Lester. There's high, ball 3. As I'm thinking, if they have, of course they may not have another pitcher. You just never can tell. But Rangerettes have put 6 points, 6 runs across on this inning, and a strike called, and stealing third. No, they called her out. They called Anahi. She was trying to play the run and just hesitated and allowed him to make the throw. And that's going to be a running error on the part of Anahi. But she makes the first out. There's a wine and a foul back over the screen. So at bat, Jackie Hernandez, nobody on. Rangerettes with a 1-run lead. That was one and the delivery and swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hernandez. 1 away. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Rangerettes have scored 6 runs to take the lead. The wind and delivery and a foul back to the right. Hernandez has 1 hit. And 1 RBI. There's the wind and a slow roller to third and muffs the throw, muffs the catch that is, and an error. 3rd error in this inning and on first base is Hernandez. Brings up Uribe, followed by Lester. And this will be strike 1 on Uribe. She'll be the 9th batter in this inning. Rangerettes have batted around. There's a wind and delivery. Another high ball swung on, missed. Strike 2. 1 away. Runner at first is Hernandez. Back in the plate, ready for the pitch, and that one's high ball. 1 and 2. Lester on deck. Harper in the hole. There's a wind, slow, low. Couldn't see how high it was, but it was called a ball, so assuming it was low. 2 and 2 the count. Uribe steps in and pitch inside. Full count now. 3 and 2. Oh, Uribe. She's ready. Wallace winds and delivers, and that's the ball, and gets away from the catcher and going down to second anyway with the walk and the wild pitch. Jackie Hernandez. So runners at first and second now, brings up Ashlyn Lester. As the Rangerettes have gone around. There's a swing and a miss at an outside high pitch. Definitely getting cooler. Here at this game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The Rangerettes have scored 6 runs, and at the plate for the Rangerettes is Ashlyn Lester. Has had a good game out in right field. There's a swing and foul tipped right off the mask of the umpire. I'm telling you heard that pop pop? Well, that was his black mask that got hit. So, Rangerettes still have a shot at putting some more points, runs on the board. And a wild pitch. Everybody advances. And the count is 1 and 1 on Lester. Runners at second and third now with that wild pitch. And the Rangerettes with the lead. There's a hit straight up the middle. This should score 2 runs. There's one's going across, and a single goes in 2 runs. Good hit right up the middle by Ashlyn Lester, and she gets 2 RBIs for that. The Rangerettes take a 3-run lead, 15-12. She hung in there, did Lester, and got a good single. High pitch to Harper. On deck, Miranda. Harper bunted and scored. There's a line that's high and outside to Harper. Got good speed ahead of her, and Lester, there's a good pitch, strike one on Harper. Two and one. There's a line and delivery that's low and getting away from the catcher, advancing to second is Lester. On that wild pitch. Been bunches of those. Haven't been able to keep track of all of them. 3 in this inning, and a swing and a miss back, or swing and a foul back into the net. I believe that evens the count. Nope, it's a full count. 3 and 2. Just one out. And a swing and a miss. Struck her out for out number 2. Brings up Naeli Miranda. She walked and walked, got an RBI and a single in the second inning. There's a pitch, and right back at the pitcher, goes under her glove, turns and makes the throw to second baseman and trying to go. Bad throw, but brings one across, so a single and a score on the run by Ashlyn Lester, and a single for Naeli Miranda. Did not get an RBI because coming around and scoring was Lester on the error on the throw by the second baseman. Brings up Cassidy Butler with 2 away and a runner at second. Ball low. Butler is the 13th batter in this inning. There's the line and the delivery, and a swing and a miss. Strike. Swung at a low inside one. Couldn't hold off on it. So 1-1 to count, 2 away, and on second base is Miranda. There's a high strike, swung on. 1-2 to count, 2 away. Rangerettes leading by 3. Have scored 9 runs in this bottom of the 6th inning. And there's a line and a high that hung on her hand. Or is it a 4-point lead, 16-12?
Yes, sir.
They have scored 9 with a 4-point lead. There's a pitch and inside and hits the dirt, and advancing to third is Miranda. So full count now to Cassidy Butler, and she could bring one more in and raise that lead to 5. A line and a swing and a miss, struck her out for out number 3, but the Rangerettes score 9 runs in this inning. They lead at 16-12. We'll be back after these words. Back at Rangerette Field, the Rangerettes with a 4-run lead. They had been trailing throughout the entire game due to a 5-run first inning by the Lady Patriots, but they finally caught up and passed them with a 9-run on 4 hits and 3 errors, and 5 walks. So we're at the top of the 7th inning. And at the plate for the Lady Patriots, she takes an inside pitch, does number 31. Now that was what this batter came in the top of the sixth and made the third out because she was missubstituted. But she's back there batting now. And a wild pitch by Haley Harper, ball 2 to Morales. So no balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the order, Morales. 7th inning. No balls, no strikes, 2 balls. And Harper still on the mound. The wind and delivery. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch that one. 1-2. Or rather, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Top of the 7th. There's a pitch, and there's going to be a called strike. Another good pitch, that one. 2-2 the count on Morales. Let's see. K. Morales. The wide on a 2-2, and there's a defensive shot by the batter. Went to the right down the first base line, foul. Still 2-2. Just trying to stay alive and decide to swing very late at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rangerettes on the verge of winning their 3rd game against the San Jacinto. There's the wind and the delivery, and low, ball 3. Full count now on K. Morales. On deck is Allison Stanley, who singled and scored in the last inning, and Katie Bears. There's a wind and delivery, and a pop foul back over the net. Still 3-2. It's been a good ball game. Rangerettes kind of settled down after that big first inning when they scored 5. Had 3 scored on them, and then 4 scored on them in the 6th inning. But not too many errors, except in that 6th inning where there were 3 errors on one play that allowed 2 runs to score. A bad throw, and a missed ball, grounder, and 2 runs scored. Prior to that, though, they'd only had 2 errors in the entire game. The 3-2 pitch, and they're swinging a miss. Got her. Struck her out. Good strikeout for out number 1. Here in the top of the 7th inning, the Rangerettes leading by 4, 16-12. Top of the batting order, Stanley, Bears, and Diaz. The wind and the pitch, and a short hit. That'll be to second. Got her in time. Good play at second by Cassidy Butler, and a good stretch once again by Ellie Valenzuela for out number 2. That's a big out there. So grounder to 4, a strikeout. For the second strikeout for Haley Harper, brings up Bears, the starting pitcher. The wind up and the delivery. That's going to be a high ball. Two away. Top of the 7th inning, Rangerettes up by 4, 16-12. Harper on the wind and the delivery. Outside, ball 2. Bears singled the last time up and drove in a run. But that's the only hit she's had in the game. And Harper winds and a 1-1 delivery, and there's a hard hit foul ball down the first base line. Got a piece of it and drove it hard, but it's wide of the foul line considerably, well behind the ball on that one. So a strike on Katie Bears. 2-1 to count. Harper on the mound, winds and delivers, and that one's going to be high, ball 3. 3-1. 4-run lead for the Rangerettes that they managed to score 9 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're in the top of the 7th, 2 outs and a foul ball. And that fools the count up at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Katy Bears. 2 outs. Rangerettes up by 4. Be good to get this one. And that's another win for Coach Lauren Phelps. 3-2 count. Bears steps in. Haley Wines delivers, and there's a pop into right field coming in. Not going to get there. Tried her best, but that was just too far in for Ashlyn Lester to get to. So a single by Katy Bears brings up Mary Diaz, walked the last time, and hasn't done that much. She got on in the first. And the wind by Haley Harper, and a bunt foul, and coming in and making the catch for out number 3. Haley Harper won this game on the last play with a catch of a drive. It was a pop-up by Mary Diaz for out number 3. The Rangerettes win it 16-12. We'll be back with a wrap-up after these words.